Hey guys, you know what it is. We're back again. This is our Christmas episode slash listening party with a very special guest. You'll already know him, but before we introduce him, yes, it's another episode of the Second Nature podcast or cast. Depending on where you're listening from. Cast if it's from the south. If you're in tier 4, wow.
So why do you have to violate?
Can you not do that, please?
No, if you're in tier, but if you're in tier 4, that's all you can only listen to, like music, podcast, TV shows. But we thank you for listening to us in the first place. Thank you for all the people in 2020 who have been listening to us. It's been a good year, even though we've never been in the studio once. Actually, no, we were at the studio at the start. Yeah, before Coro snatched it away from us. But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know my name by now, my name is G. Ray. You know, I'm out here. And I'll let everyone else introduce themselves.
I'm Anna. Hi.
Hey, I'm Davecreates.
Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
Good to be here. Come on.
Davecreates, guys. That's the artist that you're listening to at the start of the pod and the end of the pod. So if you ever wonder, this guy is Flow, the beats. What's that? Who is it? Let me go search him up. This is him here live in the flesh. Well, not live here in the flesh. Over the Zoom.
Come on. Zoom presence. Yeah.
Yes. Social distancing because, you know, this new strain doesn't respect people being together. So it is what it is. But before we get started, I guess we might as well talk about our Christmas plans because at the moment of this recording, it's the 21st of December and Christmas is in 4 days, but it doesn't feel much like Christmas.
I feel like, I'm seeing, Christmas lights everywhere and I'm rushing at Tesco's to try and get stuff. So
I think everyone's rushing to try and make Christmas work, which is kind of like bringing a Christmas spirit. But in general, I don't think it doesn't feel too tough like Christmas.
Mm-hmm. When did it last feel like Christmas though? Like what year did you? I feel like when I was a kid, it felt like Christmas, and then.
But like usually, like when you go out, you're like seeing like Christmas music in the shops, and no one's really going out in it, so you don't.
That's a good shout.
When did it feel like Christmas to me? Probably like 2 years ago. Or maybe last year. You know what it is? Every time I buy presents on the day when I give it to people, that's when it feels like Christmas.
Yeah.
And doing Secret Santa at like in your groups or like with church or whatever. Like it's definitely
like Christmas lunches and Christmas dinners and stuff.
Yeah. I hate wrapping gifts so much, but I wrapped gifts yesterday because I don't need people to see what I got them until they open it. So that's the only reason I do it. But every year I look on YouTube on how to wrap gifts, and you would have thought by now I would know how to do it. But like I do it for that time, and then I just forget about it because I said I'm not doing it for anything else. I don't do it for people's birthdays. For people's birthdays, what I do is I get a gift bag and I stuff it with tissue.
That's smart.
But I forgot what I was going to ask in relation to
what our Christmas plans are.
Yes. What are you doing? Because Anna, you're still in Manchester, so.
No, I'm actually doing Christmas in Nottingham with aunt and cousin.
Oh, Nottingham.
I think they're in tier 2, so.
Oh, what?
All right.
Say nothing. I'm there. I should know.
We feel like the Hunger Games. Like everyone's.
I mean, when Boris announced tier 4, did you see St. Pancras?
Yeah.
I heard it was mad.
It was crazy.
People were flying out or riding out on the train like they were about to put some sort of dome around London, or like they were gonna put up walls of like Attack on Titan, and no one was going to leave. Just strange.
To be fair though, like they haven't even been that strict about people coming into London.
Yeah, that's the main thing. From the jump, from like lockdown 1, I feel like there wasn't any sort of those restrictions. So hey, gotta make do. Yeah. Well, for me, just be family settings. Keep it nice and quiet. Normally, I would go to like my grandparents or my cousins on Christmas Day or Boxing Day, but this year, just keep it indoors. It should be a nice change, I guess. But obviously, it's nice to, just having those times of the year to just fully touch base with everyone and catch up and all of those good stuff. So that will be missed for sure. But just gotta make the most out of it this year.
I hear that. For me, it will be spending time with my family and also my
fiance. Come on, hey. Love it. We love it.
My fiance, since she's in my social bubble. I think I'll be going to church in the morning with my family as well. But is our church is open in Tier 4?
Yeah, church is open.
But I think like limited amount of people are allowed inside.
Yeah, limited social distancing and all of that.
So it's not really like a national lockdown, because in a national lockdown, churches are closed indefinitely.
It's not like the first lockdown, but they're just trying to limit as much as. Sorry?
I said that first lockdown was a mazine. That was
that was, and I feel like because that was everyone's first experience of it, it felt a lot more weightier. I feel like now we're more. It's just part of the routine. Oh, lockdown, all right, cool, got that. So, gotta do what you gotta do.
Now, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, which will probably come out later after the recording, you can see that we're wearing Christmas decorations, except for Anna, who's wearing a bucket hat. She's channeling her inner J Hus.
I didn't get the memo, but if you want me to go grab some tinsel, I got some.
Yeah, you can do that, and then me and David will chat amongst each other, as the men. So I guess we might as well just get kick-started on the listening party part of the episode. So Davecreates, guys, dropped a EP called Ascension on, what date was that? Was that 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago?
27th of November, I believe.
27th of November. Oh, and the 21st of December. Wow, time is flying.
It is flying indeed.
Now, I have listened to it quite a few times. I replay it in my car quite a lot. So if you see me lip singing along, guys, to the songs, just ignore me. I'm just as you young kids would say, vibing. Come on. Yeah. I'm not actually old. I'm just pretending to be one of those uncles. That's not me. But yeah.
You look like one of those uncles in the village that wear those hats.
I don't know what Anna's not acting like. She didn't just turn 26 on the 19th of December.
26?
Oh, that's baiting people.
I'm definitely not 26. I'm 23. Thank you.
23 plus 3 is 26. Man. Quick maths. That's how that works. Yeah. So, David, do you want to tell us about like Ascension, how you came about the name and the project? Because obviously you started dropping songs before the actual EP.
Yeah. So Ascension is my second EP, following from One Day I'll Fly last year. So One Day I'll Fly really tells a story about someone who's on that journey towards achieving their dreams, but they're just not quite off the ground yet. So talking about those feelings and thoughts about what it feels like to see where you want to go, but not be in a position to really take off. And before I even dropped that tape, I knew that, or I had it in my heart, the second follow-up will be Ascension, which talks about the journey as you're now taking off and what that feels like, being in a different headspace, around different people, what that would be like living through that experience. So Ascension, this next EP, is really just to do with that experience about, sonically it sounds different. It's more of a trap sound, which reflects how, when you're flying through the air, it feels different to being on the ground. And it's, just more of a bolder project, I'd say. And I guess just in effect, detailing my life over the past year or so, different experiences through, feeling like you're on the up, feeling like you could be further, but at the same time, grateful for where you are. Still, struggles with different things such as money and platform and, what that feels like. And ultimately just knowing that it's a step of faith, it's a jump. Going to achieve your dreams, it takes a certain level of dedication and risk. But ultimately, if it's where God wants you to be, He will help you on that path. So, I guess in some ways the story is still ongoing, but I really wanted to put out a tape that just expressed where I was this year. So we started off by dropping Surf was the first song. And even throughout the year, there was points where it wasn't going to be an EP. It was just going to be like a couple songs. I just wanted to be consistent this year, but everything fell into place for the tape to drop, and I'm grateful that it did. And yeah, that's where we're at so far with the project. So.
That's beautiful. We like consistency here on the Second Nature podcast, so we endorse that message. Yeah, when you dropped Surf, when I heard it, I was like, wow, this guy. I said, another banger. He doesn't miss.
Love.
So the first song, Still I Rise, I'm going to play it, but what was the history behind that and putting that first?
Yeah, so Still I Rise, I wrote this song when most of the project was finished. So I finished most of the songs kind of before the first lockdown or around the time of lockdown 1, so around spring. But at the time I was like, I don't know if I wanted to release. You know, when you create something and you just kind of questioning if it's the level you want it to be. So I had songs like Work Rate, Surf, O3 Thierry, Paper Chase, they were all done, but I wasn't really sure about them. I kind of took some time away from it. And in like the autumn, winter, I was like, cool, I'm gonna do this tape. But I wanted like just an intro track and an outro track that felt just embodied what the product meant as a narrative perspective. So Still I Rise was really just talking about just my mindset about where I feel like I'm at the moment, the bit of my backstory about kind of life growing up. I used to be a footballer, and just a bit of about that and how that's, you know, inspired my drive. And just wanted something that was just grabbing your attention, because I feel like it's important to start projects off of a bang. So I wanted it like sonically, lyrically to just kind of hit you in your tracks. And yeah, I believe that's what it did. So that's Still I Rise. Clear now, clear now, clear now, clear now. Yeah. Where's Ivy? Clear now, clear now, clear now, clear now. BC. Clear now. Icarus man, stay flying to a high place. I place my attention into the bright haze. Man playing tricks, I build a mind games. And I see the minds in the sky trying to blow me up from high range. Time flies by now I thought I would be as high as the International Space Station. Still I rise to new pinnacles and sensations. I arrive like astronauts in full flotation. 3 steps ahead of the game like Rubik's Cubes and premeditated rotations. Word to Dave, I'm trying to see several locations, but I see Mission Impossibles and Rogue Nations. People who ain't playing and people on PlayStations.
Yes, so that was Still I Rise. You know, for me, when I first heard this, because this obviously this first song on the EP, and it was like it reminded me of like you said, they had the trap kind of vibe beat to it. So obviously I'm listening to it in the car with like, I've set up my speakers in my car to have like heavy bass. So I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, oh, what is this? I said, whoa.
Let's go.
Wow.
Let's go.
I said, this guy doesn't miss. He doesn't miss to this day.
To this day.
Oh, y'all are playing. Bless.
But yeah, I just, you're a talented guy, man. Yeah, so the EP is obviously 7 songs and 22 minutes long. So guys, I'm going to say it repeatedly throughout this episode, but go and listen to this. And go and listen to One Day I Will Fly as well. We said at the start of Second Nature Pod, listen to One Day I Will Fly. And now we're 1 year in and he's dropped another one. So now you've got 2 EPs over the holidays.
Oh, bless.
But yeah, Anna, what are your thoughts?
I always like Still I Rise because it's vibey and I like vibey songs, so it's actually in my vibes playlist. But yeah, I love like kind of like chill, kind of like vibey songs. So this one, especially when it's the first one, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be
Thank you.
Yeah, but I think I just want to ask, like in general, like picking. Because I'm sure you have like more than 7 songs up your sleeve. So how did you narrow it down to 7 songs for your EP?
Yeah, there was other songs that I was thinking to put on the project. But for me, I'm always very conscious about sequencing, about making sure that the songs on a project are all cohesive and sonically and in terms of narrative and tell that story. I'm big on film. I think I was into film before I was into like So I did media at school. So I learned a lot about film narrative before I really started making music. So that really inspires how I write songs and how I put together bodies of work. And I always see it's important to make sure that when people are listening to a body of work, they can listen to the whole thing and it tells a story. You could just listen to the beats and it should take you on a journey, or even just listening to the words and how things are put together. So I'm always conscious of that. So the songs that didn't make it, they were good songs, but it just, for me, they just didn't fit the narrative of this project. And I wanted to make sure that every song there is there for a purpose and that, you know, it fits that story. So yeah, that's what went down. I spent a lot of time changing the order of songs, just to make sure that, you know, it fit in the way that I wanted to tell that story. So yeah, it's a tough process because, you know, you don't want to cut down songs, but at the same time, I want people to listen to it and take in what they need to take from it, which is really important.
Yeah, so that brings me to Work Rate Part 2, because obviously it's a Part 2.
Yeah.
So is there a Part 3, a Part 4? And when you made Part 1, did you know there was going to be a Part 2? Part 2?
So there's currently not a Part 3. I mean, who knows? Now, when I made it, again, so this project, I wanted to like stretch myself and make songs that were more for like, you know, high energy, more for a live space, more for just like chilling at the barbecue kind of vibes. Because I'm for my first tape, I like chill music, like, and that's me. I'm chill. I like that kind of sound, but I knew that I could do more of a different energy. And Work Rate is probably one of the first songs where I was like, yeah, this is different from my normal sound, but I could still rap on it and just craft something different. So when I created it, I probably started it December last year. I got the beat and I started putting ideas together. And it was a struggle at first just to really get the right sort of structure for it with the hook and everything like that. Went through different kind of versions and got a version I was happy with. And yeah, after I released it, big ups to Triple O. He loved the track. He was like, yo, this is hard. We'd love to be a part of it. So he put a verse down, fire. And for him, like, I'm just like, been listening to him since I was a young G. So to be able to like link up with him, it's like, no, that's crazy. So that's definitely one of my highlights. And he smashed it. And I was like, I want this version on the project. So, put that on the tape. And yeah, like, again, even in terms of where it's placed, I wanted it to kind of build up energy at the start of the project. And I really felt like it added to that. So
yours, made for miracles, the minuscule, the major flavors. Do you feel it when it pours? Let it pour from the ceiling down into the floor. Spoke to God, he said to let it go. That's second best, it's athletical. I'm seeing freedom like I'm Neo though, like I'm seeing numbers, like I'm seeing cold, like I'm seeing truth when I pull up to the booth. High in a wave, out here counting the ways. Me and my dogs gonna get paid. Came from the minimum wage, now we all lower the stage. Yeah, we did not move, babe. We put in the work rate, and pie in the wave. Out here counting the ways. Me and my dogs gonna get paid. Yeah. Came from the minimum wage, now we all lower the stage. Yeah, we do not move, babe. We're putting the work rate.
See, you are not on my level now. Base more, middle, more trouble, I go. Like work to work rate, I never sleep in the middle of the day. Dormant faith won't vacate till a W take shape, then look at my face, my foe. Enemy wanted me to take another L, but I can't lose if you're confused, ayy. Ego didn't get bruised, ayy. By the way that I might cruise, ayy. Skirt on the rhythm, I drift the flow farther. Hit never miss when I did it for no drama. Look into my eye for the passion I go.
Man, I think that might be my favorite song on the EP.
Shout out to Triple O, man. Really body.
I replayed that a few times when I listened to the whole EP from start to finish, but when it comes to work rate, I just go back. Let's reload it. Yeah, the verses and the flow is like, yeah, like you said, it's different to what one day I
English.
One Day I Will Fly. Yes, it's kind of different to One Day I Will Fly because that one is more, like you said, chilly, vibey. This one felt like another one and another one. Yeah, man. I just kept thinking, what obviously you told us the process behind it and that they wanted to jump on But the other iterations of this song, could you give us like a glimpse of what it was like and what made you to decide on kind of this one?
So this song is funny, like, so this is 2020, right? Last year, 2019, I was doing a lot of just kind of demoing tracks. So I'll get beats that I like, that I found other people made, and just kind of just start making ideas and rapping to that. So the core idea for this song, it was on another beat. So there's a guy called Sango, and he made a beat. It was very like ballet funk, Brazilian kind of style song. So I wrote it. It's originally to that. I just wanted to try something completely different. And the song sounded pretty cool. And I just kind of left it there on the shelf for a bit. Then when it came to writing this song for Work Rate, what I like to do, I like to approach a song fresh. So I'll like just think of ideas on the spot for that particular beat. And then if I need ideas, I'll go back through my phone and look through other songs I've written in the past, like other demos or just rough ideas, and I take from there if I need to. So I think one of the verses for this song, the tempo was literally bang on. I just took most of that and just fiddled around with it, changed some of the wording, and from there I was able to just really see, all right, this is where I want to go. And even just the concept of Work Rate. So one of my close friends, Daniel, he's a basketball player, and he set up a communion, like a community called the Work Rate Communion. And it's really just about highlighting people working hard within their craft, on their pursuit of excellence and just becoming all that God created them to be. So the main theme for this song just came from like, how can I just, an ode to what Work Rate means, not even just not working for the sake of it, but working to become who you're made to be. So that was really the concept of that song. And yeah, it's just celebrating working hard and just the people around us that are putting in the work. So that's how that came about.
Now, let me switch it to the Avengers theme, to the Thanos theme, to the gathering of the Infinity Stones. So that's obviously the next song, Infinity Stone, with is it pronounced RJ?
Yes, RJ.
Barley.
That's it.
Wow, I thought it was BRLY. RJ. Like, if I was a musician, my name would probably be RJ. I would just switch my name around to call myself that. I'm G-Ray, and then say RJ. What? But someone's already taken it. He's doing a great job. Yeah. So was this inspired by Thanos and the Avengers?
100%. I'm a huge Marvel fan. Hey, don't get me started. Like, oh my gosh. When that film came out, when Endgame came out, the way I wanted to scream at certain parts of that film, but I had to hold it in because at my cinema, no one was really doing the most. But I've been looking through YouTube. People's cinemas were doing the most. People were shouting. I don't know what it was for you guys. Like,
in Manchester, they're so vocal in especially when you go, like, when students are going. Yeah, everyone's vocal.
I wish I had that experience. When me and my guys saw Black Panther, we were shocked. We were like proper, like proper feeling it. So, but no, I really enjoy like superhero films. Having Clark Kent and Gotham on the first tape, and in this one as well. Infinity Stone was just really, just the beat first and foremost was just a crazy beat, and I was like, yeah, we just gotta go off on this track and just like just talking about, I guess lyrically, just how I believe the gift that we've been given, it's like an Infinity Stone. It's like something valuable, precious, that can be used, for good or not. But I believe that we use our gifting for good to help those around us. So, and it's just also a bit of fun. I really just wanted to have a product that was a bit more like light-hearted, if that makes sense, but at the same time still with content. So yeah, working with RJ and Barley, they both brought their sauce and their vim to that track. And yeah, again, this is a track that pretty much started earlier in the year, and it just came together like nicely over the year, to just be a song that fits well on the project. And yeah, so that's how it came about, really.
So here we go. We're going to be playing Infinity Stone featuring RJ and Barley.
Opposition like Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones. Yeah, my pen looking like an infinity stone. Infinity stone, bow to the bone. Shackles on feet, now we free by the code. Trinity free, I feel peace in my dome. Now we deliver divinity tones. Wrist game bad, and I'm full hands, bro. I just finger snap, infinite with flows. You don't cap, we just give them fast. I got all the stone, blue gold, every color code. Opposition ducking at a one smoke. Cut throw, got a blue beat. Look and you see every week. Devil in the dark, taking a peek, seeking the meek. But I serve the supreme commander in chief. He gave me the pen to defeat the enemy schemes, fiends, and woes. Opposition like Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones. Yeah, my pen looking like an infinity stone. Infinity stone, bow to the bone. Shackles on feet, now we free by the code. Trinity free, I feel peace in my dome. Now we deliver divinity tones. Opposition like Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones. Yeah, my pen looking like an infinity stone. Infinity stone, bow to the bone. Shackles on feet, now we free by the code. Trinity free, I feel peace in my dome. Now we deliver divinity
free in my
tones.
mind. No space to be occupied by them negative vibes. I don't waste no time. I get straight to the wreck like Mike with the power of that Holy Spirit on set.
Yeah, so that was Infinity Stone, and I quickly want to pedal to one of the songs that's probably the most recognized, if not the second most recognized on the EP, Paper Chase. Yeah, guys, if you go to New Nature Clo, we used the song in one of our reels. Yeah, check out New Nature Clo. Hoodies have dropped, limited release.
Come on.
Got that. Some of you guys, I know you're cold in tier 4, so get something to keep you warm. If we're in tier 3, tier 2, we don't discriminate.
Wow.
Yeah, keep warm. If you want to support the podcast, if you want to support a Christian clothing brand, an up-and-coming Christian clothing brand, then yes, go check out New Nature Clo. Well, back to our regularly scheduled program. Yeah, so Paper Chase, Dave.
Yes.
Vid. How? Give me the background.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was a song about money. I thought, is this what he's become?
Oh, so it's funny when I started doing the promo for this track, people were like, yes, my money is coming to you in Jesus' name. I was like, yo, it's not about that. But still, yeah, so Paper Chase, with most of my songs, starts off with like the beat. I remember I heard the beat and I was like, yo, this is tough. Like, I like how it had that soulful feel, but that trap, the drums, it still kind of hit hard. So I like that duality that I had. So this song took me a while to really get the hook and just to get like the format of it. Like I was going around for a bit trying to get something that stuck. Because to me, like songs that has content but are still catchy, you know, songs that still just sound good and have a bop to it. So kind of went around a bit trying to get just the right flow of words. I'll spend a minute trying to really get that. Once I got the whole concept of Paper Chase, yeah, it just flowed from there. And just speaking about the grind, the hustle, like the reality of wanting to be at a space where money isn't an issue anymore, but to get to that space, you have to still grind. But you have to be careful then not to let money be the be all and end all of everything, especially in this. So yeah, in the social media generation of where like you can look on the gram and see your friends balling out, and you're just there like, wow, this like. So do you know about that and just being real about what it's like to work and chase a dream? But ultimately knowing that even if you had all the money in the world, that doesn't bring you ultimate satisfaction or safety. Money is important, and it's important that we chase money or pursue it in the right way, in a way that's healthy and wholesome. But at the end of the day, like, if our hope isn't that, that's not going to satisfy us, or it won't keep us safe. Because sometimes we chase, well, I know I've been in positions where I feel like I need more money so that I can feel more, I don't know, safe. And yes, money does bring safety, we can't deny that, but it should not be the number one in our hearts. Like God has to be in that position. So whether it's paper chase, platform chase, popularity chase, we're all chasing something. So that song just wanted to help people recalibrate to remember like these things are important in perspective of Christ, about the pursuit of righteousness, which should be the number one goal that we have. So, yeah.
Word. Right, here we go.
Yeah. I'm on that paper chase. Daily I've been trying to get my paper straight, trying to pave the way. Bro, going ape for that babe and ape. That's the paper chase, yeah, paper chase, yeah, paper chase. Lately I've been trying to get my paper straight, trying to pave the way. Bro, going ape for that babe and ape. That's the paper chase, yeah. To the end zone, complete the play. That's how I roll tenfold. I level up and then I go. Work life, hustle, it's a bustle, but I flow like the rotary on a helicopter as it floats.
Come on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know how to continue to say this, but when I heard that for the first time as well, I said, wow. I said, this guy's too talented. I said, wow.
Literally,
I can't.
It was like stuck in our heads for the next 2 weeks. Like me and Jira ran to see each other and be like, paper.
Oh, love it.
I can't wait for the day you just blow up and I can be like, I knew that guy. I went to school with him.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's a banging tune, mate. Yeah, it's a slapping tune. Yeah, and the fact that it's like Christian inspired music makes it even more better for me, because for the longest people have said the UK gospel scene, the UK Christian rap scene isn't really popping, but we have so many musicians out there that are doing great things, like you and Shireen on top of your game. Even what's his name, Young Shady, is it Y Shady? That's it. Y Shady.
Lewis.
Yeah, like you guys have been doing. Yes, LA Milne. Come on.
Like there's too many to even like.
Hey, there's a lot of people out there.
People.
Even just
doing their thing.
Yeah, even on that aspect of like community. So like even for this song, I had it for a minute and I just kind of like went off it in a sense. I was like, maybe this song isn't great. And I remember being in the studio with my guys and then we played it and then they were like, yo, this is hard, you gotta put this out. And just having a community of people around me to just encourage me to like keep going, that's been a game changer for sure. Like I realized that, we can't do this journey alone, whether it's music, podcasting, like whatever creative pursuit or hustle we have, like it's important to have people around you that can give you real perspective. Just real talk and real encouragement. And that's definitely been helpful for this tape, because if it wasn't for the people around me for this tape, it definitely would not come out. That's for sure. So shout out to all the homies who blessed me with their wisdom.
All the homies that were riding the wave, which is a great segment for the song Surf. So Surf.
Which is there.
So Surf, do you want to tell us about Surf? And I guess we can also kind of ask you what first got you into music, because obviously, I mean, it's like a totally separate questions from each other. I mean, the inspiration of Surf and then what first got you into music. But yeah, the inspiration behind Surf. Let's go with that.
Surf
first.
was inspired. Yeah, again, I remember, so I was going through some beats. I think it must have been early this year. I just wanted to look for some beats to rap on. Just going through some of his beats. And this beat came up and I was just there like, there's something about it. I wasn't sure at the time. I was like, nah, this beat is sick, but I don't know. It just stood out to me. So I remember just kind of kept on playing it. And just like the flute, the progression of the flute sound, it was just really like captivating. But then again, it was hard with the drop. So I was like, yeah, this is great. And I didn't know what I was gonna rap on it, but I just knew that this was a beat I could definitely run with. So I remember having the beat for a bit, again, just trying to figure out different ideas. I remember I was walking home from work and I took a different route. I was like, let me go on a walk just to really listen to this song and really try and get some ideas down. I remember walking all the way from like, sorry?
I said a prayer walk.
Come on, went on that walk, was listening to the beat, and then ends up going, I was walking, this is like West London, got to Central London on the train, but then when I was walking around, like, I think it was like, I didn't walk all the way from West. I got on the train.
I said, wow.
And I was walking around like, I must have been Liverpool Street. And then just the whole idea of like, I like to relate stuff to what I'm going through in life. And the whole song was really about, being on the horizon, being out in the waves, feeling like you're stuck out at sea. but not letting that scare you or not letting that deter you from progression. And linking in with Peter when Peter was falling into the ocean, but Jesus kept out, reached out his hand and saved him. And it's like that whole idea of like, even if the waves get big, I'm gonna surf those waves. So that was the whole idea of that song. And it came together. And that was just like, that was the first song I had ready. I was like, let's just go with this. And people really, really took to it, which I'm gassed about. So
yeah, there was a challenge for it, wasn't there?
Yeah, people were doing the TikTok. Shout out to all the TikTok people, them doing the TikTok stuff on the surf challenge. So yeah, like, and again, these are songs I can't wait to really perform live and see how people respond to them.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait.
For real. So after this tearful nonsense gets locked down, like, I'm ready to ready to go out, but we'll see. 2021, we'll see.
Surf, whoa. Yeah, I surf. Amplify the wave. Now I strategize. Every night I strategize. Thinking about the blueprint. Wondering where the pattern lies. Wondering where the summit is. Yeah, where the throne lies. Bone lines. Listening for gems. For the gold mines. I let the hype slide. Yeah, many publicized. Cap rapping a pack of lies. Couldn't do it for the stats. Though my people ride. They told me, Dave, don't let your talent hide. Staying close to the creator where your talent lies. By times I lose grip, had to improvise. Just like Peter on the waves, I need saving for real. Ego trying to flex, I had to let it go on the hill. Get up on my surfboard and ride, rip tide, sunset in my eyes, ocean on horizons. Only one mission in my mind, that's surviving. Yeah, they tryna drown me out, but I ride a current, amplify the wave. Now I surf, yeah I surf, ayy. Yeah I surf, yeah I surf, amplify the wave. Now I surf, yeah I surf, yeah.
Reload it.
So yeah, that was surf. You know what I really like about the EP as well, because obviously when you had the individual songs, the artwork was amazing, and I remember talking to you about the artwork of Ascension. I was thinking this spaceman with the wings on his back is like a dope idea. It would look so sick on a t-shirt as well, or like on a jumper. If anyone's listening to this and you think you can steal it, think again. Okay, it's already been taken. All right,
it's already been taken. The merch coming soon, for real.
Come on.
Yeah, that whole idea that came from One Day I'll Fly. On the cover of that, there's an astronaut on the ground, and you know, he's, I guess, stuck. He wants to fly, but he's stuck. So for Ascension, I wanted to continue that story visually, and you see the astronaut with wings, and for me that represents how there's conventional ways of reaching our dreams. With an astronaut, that's probably using a spaceship, but sometimes life forces us into direction we have to just think outside the box. And the wing represents how he's using, I guess, his gift, things that was already inside of him to fly. And that whole idea of just sometimes looking within yourself to see what God has placed within you, and using that as the means to get to where you need to go. That's kind of the concept I had with that. I just wanted to tell, for me, it's important to tell a story, not just with the songs, but with the artwork. Hence, from Surf to Work Rate to Paper Chase, all the singles, they just had the same aesthetic kind of feel. I just felt like that was important to tell that story, to just have a nice thread. So throughout, when Ascension drops, it's like, all right, you can still see that visually. There's something there with all of the bits of art. And yeah, I just love art from a aesthetic perspective, you know, so that was important.
Yeah, like, because when I looked at the cover, to me it felt a bit trippy, because I'm looking at the spaceman, and to me it looks like he's falling, but then I know he's not falling because the word says ascension, so he's obviously rising.
That's literally it, because I feel like when you're rising, it doesn't always feel like you're rising. You have moments where you feel like you're falling, and that's literally why I felt I wanted to say.
He's preaching.
I'm glad you picked it up, because yeah, that's the exact vibe. Flying doesn't always feel like flying, and when we're aware of that, and we're aware of how the journey is not always going to feel like you're on 10, you feel like you're on 5 or -5 some days, but hold tight, keep it going, you know, and time will help us to see, you know, where we really were in the moment, and you know, it helps you to view setbacks in the right space. So yeah, for sure, that's what's up.
Does your family play your music, or are you not a star in your own house? You know, like how Jesus wasn't recognized back home in his ends.
Nah, they definitely play my music. Yeah, they do, which is nice. Sometimes it's like, oh, what's that? Is that? Oh, yeah, it's the tape. Which is nice. I definitely respect that. So yeah. Don't worry, I get ratings in my own house. It's all right.
Yeah, I love that.
Now the next song, when I seen it on your EP, I was quite reluctant to play it because it's a great name, but the team that he played for wasn't so great. Well, it was great then; it's not great now.
Oh gosh.
They're full of L's, and
Oh.
I know there's a few listeners who are Arsenal fans, so you're 15th. Remember that. You're 15th.
And now, listen, when this podcast goes live, we could be back in the top half of the Premier.
I doubt that very much. Yeah. My team, United, are currently sitting second. Third, sorry. So it's okay. But yeah, 03 Thierry Henry. Obviously, 03 is the year that Arsenal went invincible, which has never been repeated.
By you guys either, so I don't throw that shade around here, bro. Look, we had our glory days. This is a rough patch. We're gonna come out of this patch soon. That much is for sure.
It's the valley before the peak.
I mean, I pray. Come on. What?
Don't make this prophetic because they are pathetic.
Oh, you're a rapper now, yeah?
Oh, okay, bars.
Tweet that. But yeah, what made you decide to even call this song 03 Thierry Henry?
Yeah. So obviously for me, growing up, I wanted to be a footballer. That was my dream from day. I was a striker, Arsenal fan, and Henry was the guy. You know what I mean? Still is the guy. So he's inspired me a lot, just in general, to be honest. But how he played the game, he was slick, skillful, athletic, finesse, all of these things, which I guess I aspire to be on the mic. You know, so he was always an inspiration. And song, yeah, it just talks about kind of my love of football and how that kind of how I grew up playing the sport. And then just relating it to Henry and his greatness and how 03 was arguably his prime around that period of time. And yeah, I wanted a song that was just vibes, you know, it wasn't too serious, just vibes. But at the same time, shout out the greatest Premier League striker to play the game, one of the greatest. So Henry, that's my guy. Yeah, shame that we're not doing those bits right now on the pitch, but hey. I mean, maybe the song will inspire Arteta and the Mandem to do better. So who knows?
That fate is sealed, so it is what it is. Okay. 03 Thierry.
Danny, I see you. Yeah. Postcode goals, had to ball on the pavement. Mercury toes, I was laced with a greatness like 03 Thierry Henry. How I came in like 03 Thierry Henry. How I came, look, postcode flows, had to ride on the pavement. Yeah, on a bench, but the game needed changing like 03 Thierry Henry. How I came in like 03 Thierry Henry. How I came in. Yeah, this life is a race, what do you run for? I run with a T up on my back like T on Henry. They see my feet, they can't believe the speed. They try retreat or keep up with a team, but in a flash I'm in attack. They see my back, they see the 1-4. Ay, 14 on my back, I got tackers on tap. You don't want smoke with my pack, better run. Ay, tell me who you run with. I run with the Trinity like Robert P and Freddie L and Patty V. That's poetry in motion when we step against commotion. Ay, chemistry, the pedigree, my dogs are just too potent. Ay, covered in the holy lotion potion. When they poking, we don't poke back, we just send them hope. Ay, we don't hold back. Ay, postcode goals, had to ball on the pavement. Mercury toes, I was laced with a greatness like 03 Thierry Henry. How I came in like 03 Thierry Henry. How I came, look, postcode flows, had to ride on the.
So that was 03 Thierry Henry. Hopefully, Arsenal will never find another striker like him.
What kind of prophecy is this?
Praying against my enemies.
Wow, I cannot endorse that prayer. I cannot endorse it.
So that brings us to the last song. But before that, it's a sideways question, but it's related to today's episode. What's your favorite dish on Christmas Day?
Ooh, favorite dish? Oh, jollof has to be in that on that dish. I can't lie. So, turkey, gravy, potatoes, piggies in a blanket, slap some more gravy on all of that, and jollof rice. Like, I can't. It's not Christmas about that J rice. But what about you guys? What's on your plates?
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I think it changes every year depending on how much of a certain food I've had during the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had a bit too much jollof rice, I'm not trying to see that on Christmas Day. You get me?
I hear that.
But like, nothing could beat a good old roast on Christmas Day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've got to have the roast.
Yeah. Is that stuffing as well with your roast? Or?
Exactly. You've got to have to have it.
For me, I don't have J rice. I don't have any sort of West African food. Maybe I'll have that plantain that you chop up into small pieces that's spiced.
Kelewele.
Yeah, kelewele with peanuts.
It's from Ghana.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shout.
Yeah, that might be like the only thing. We just have roast, like a Sunday roast, because throughout the year we don't have Sunday roast, so that's like the only time we have it. It's like let's be proper British, eh? Let's get the gravy, get the pigs and blanket, get the pork, sage and onion, stuffing balls and all that. Get the parsnips and the roast potato.
You like Brussels sprouts or not?
No, that doesn't touch the plate. That doesn't even enter the house.
You're good people.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, none of that stuff. But we have a lot of super malt and a lot of J2O.
Yes.
Schlur on deck.
Hey,
Schlur
boys, let's go. I'm surprised some people haven't tweeted about that yet, Schlur boys.
That's that.
But yeah, Wings is the last song of this EP.
Yeah.
Why Wings, and why that song as the last song?
So yeah, Wings. You know what? That song is like almost. I think the word is like it's the crux of the project in the sense that and the intro track. That was the last song to be done. So it's funny. I had an idea for Wings for a minute. I was trying to get certain things. I wrote a whole song for it, or part of a song. Kind of changed it, put it towards something else. Then I had a new idea for this track. I knew I wanted it to kind of like tie up the project in a way that just represented what the tape was about from a narrative perspective. And it kind of had that outro kind of feel in terms of how it felt like. So I remember recording something one night and I just couldn't, it just didn't sound lit. And I went to my sister, I was like, yo, ain't gonna happen. I'm to the side, like I'll just pass songs as singles or whatever. She was like, no, you gotta get this project out. The people need it. Dig deep, do what you gotta do. I was like, calm. So I kind of just like, let's just approach it like, I feel like it needed something else. And my boy Barley, like super talented and, I really rock at him. And I was like, I really felt like he could bring a fresh vibe to this track. So I sent him the beat. He came back the next day pretty much with the hook that's on the track. And I just said I wanted something that represented just the idea of flying and finally taking off. And yeah, he really embodied that. Yeah, I didn't give him too much detail because I wanted him to kind of feel what he felt it meant for himself. And he came out with that. I was able to really just flesh out my verses and just kind of arrange the track in a way that I feel stood well as a standalone track, but also it was a nice way to end off the project. So shout out to him. It's this vibe. It's not as like lyrical as the opening track, but I think it sits well. It's just like more of an easier listen, but still like a turn up joint at the same time, and just gives you a nice send off. Just a message of like taking a risk and jumping, and flight is never easy, but it's necessary. So
Indeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the last track of the EP. We're gonna play "Wings" by Davecreates.
Packed and loaded, I'm ready to fly away. If I don't know what to do, I'm taking a leap of faith. Gotta maneuver with poise every step I take. I gotta stick and move, no delay. Whoa, no delay, yeah. Time to launch into that atmosphere and take off. Be free, spread your wings, don't be scared of the jump, no. You'll see, yeah, high in the skies where you're meant to be. Find the horizon, figure your team. Dodging Poseidon, living a dream. Ultra light and I follow the beam. Ayy, coming up part of the scene. I mean, me and the homies, they mean to me. The peace of mind, they're a piece of me. I could've given up easily. I could've settled for scenery. Or settled for all that seemed to be. But I had to look to the book.
What? That one's is a vibe. It's a real vibe. And I'm not just saying this because I'm your friend, but like this whole EP is just banger after banger after banger. I don't think there's not one bad song on there, and there wasn't one on One Day I Will Fly either. So because obviously when someone drops their second project, sometimes it can be like a hit and miss. I was like, this guy doesn't miss. I've said it already. He doesn't miss. He's like Michael Jordan and not like LeBron. Yeah. But
like just listening to that hook, it's crazy how he came up with it in like so quickly with so little information, and I can see how that could inspire like you to just like flow, you know what I mean? So it's that whole like thing you were saying about having a community and people there, you can just send this to and be like, yo, do you want to jump on this? And then they like from that you just get so inspired. That I think that's so sick. Like, yeah, Bali, he's talented. Shout out to you.
Bali. Listen to he dropped a tape this year called Oh Fear, and that's another outstanding body of work. And you're right, like to look around and see people, you know, hustling and creating, it just makes the journey more enjoyable. Because it's again, it's not just about us, it's about how we can add value to those around us. And I'm really big on that and making sure that whatever moves I'm making, I'm helping to bring people on board, or I'm sharing the knowledge and gems I have, because I didn't get to where I am by myself. It took people to think about what they're doing. It's like, it's, you know, it's important that we look out for each other. So yeah, I'm blessed truly to have people around me, like everyone on this project that's helped, even people from engineer, shout out to Jocelyn, shout out to my boy Jude, who done all the artwork. Yeah, it's really a team effort, you know. It's really, and glory to God, obviously, glory to Jesus Christ, man. For real. But yeah, just to everyone that helped put this project together, blessings.
Yeah, I guess the final question is to the people that listen to you or to your fans, because you definitely have fans, what is one message that you would give to them?
Wow. One message I'll give them, just know God as your friend. Like, just always hunger for, because I feel like whatever you're doing in life, it always comes down to that. Like, how do you see Christ? Because the way we see Christ influences everything that we do. Yeah, everything. And the more we see Christ as a friend, as well as our Father, and all these things, like, it just helps like so much, especially with these times this year. It's been such a crazy period of time. But if we know that God is in our corner, He's our Father and He's our friend, like, there's just something so beautiful and peaceful about knowing that. And I feel like that's helped me to be more free as a creative, as David, as a person, you know what I mean? It's just having that relationship with God. So yeah, I'll say seek to know God on that level. And, you know, we can never get to the end of it while we're on this earth until we, you know, ascend into heaven. So yeah.
Ascension.
Come on.
I see the wordplay. He's even spitting right now.
I had another question. So obviously, besides like doing your EP, you've also kind of like featured on a lot of like projects this year. So I was like wondering which one has been your favorite. So like, who's been your favorite group of people to like work with?
One
or
favorite. Oh my God.
one of your favorites, plural.
And that sounds like a
Whoa.
loaded question.
That's a
She's
lot.
trying to bait you.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Or like
I
a
would say
highlight. I don't know. Just in a way that doesn't offend anybody.
I would say like
One
I've enjoyed.
or top 3.
Wow. I would say okay. I'll say like I've enjoyed working with everyone this year.
Mm.
I really wanted to like. I was like after the first tape, I was like, God, I want to work with more of my friends this year. And I've enjoyed it. It's been challenging at times, but I feel like that's stretched me to become, a better artist and variation of sounds that I was able to kind of come across and stuff. So in terms of like memorable ones, they're all memorable in their own way. They're all memorable. To pick one out.
I don't think you should pick one out, to be honest. You don't have to answer a question. You can say,
I'm gonna just say like, but honestly, I'm saying honestly, like I've enjoyed every single collab, and each song has taught me something about myself. It's helped me to reflect on life as it is this year, and just enjoying seeing people respond to each of the different collaborations. It's like, yeah, music can really bring people together, and I've enjoyed being a part of that for people. So
yeah, I think your collabs this year have been sick. Like,
thank you.
it's always nice to. It's when you, because some of them, I don't know, like if I'm listening in a playlist, I'll like hear a song and then I'm like, wait, is that Dave? Is that David? So yeah, it's nice. It's like nice to surprise when you're listening, just to like hear you pop up. But yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
well, I think we've come to the end of that. Is there anything that we want to say to people for the Christmas period? I will say to people, remember the reason. Jesus is the reason for the season. It's okay though. You know what I'm trying to say, innit? Jesus is king. Jesus is born. I'm just shouting off Kanye West albums.
He's like, Jesus King is born.
He's the reason for the season. Let's remember that. It's a time to be with family, but it's definitely, most importantly, a time to remember the King and the Savior of the world was born. Indeed, let's remember that. That's the most important. And don't forget to stream Ascension. Yeah, that's stuff.
Stream that on all platforms, everywhere.
So that Dave can get his paper chase,
Man.
For real.
Anything else that you guys want to say?
No, man. Just everyone relax, enjoy Christmas, however you're spending it, and make sure you don't break any rules. It's not worth it.
Come on, real talk.
It's not worth it.
Stay in your tears.
There you go. So yeah, enjoy Christmas legally.
That's it.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I like all of that. I feel like just be present, because like literally next week something could happen that will change everything. Like, so just be present in the moment and enjoy the season. Remember why we celebrate it. In every way that means, every way you can connect with the Christmas story with Jesus at the center, like connect with it. And yeah,
Yeah, I love that. Cool.
for sure.
All right.
So we're gonna sign off.
Yes. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We actually did try to get 100 subscribers this year. So far we're like 62, or 63, I believe. Now you might be thinking, right, that's really little. Yeah, it is. Because the amount of views that we get don't correlate with our subscribers. So I don't understand. So guys, if you can help us out, all you have to do is, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe and tell one friend, just one person as well, to subscribe. And then I'm sure we could hit 100 by the end of this year. There's only 2 weeks left, but it's easily doable. Think about all the things you subscribe to that don't add value, but it is what it is.
It is.
If not nothing, we are entertaining. So give us a chance, eh?
Yeah.
Sure.
As well as that, follow Davecreates at I am Davecreates on Instagram. Follow him on the Spotify.
Come on.
And on the Apple Music. In fact, any kind of anywhere. All right. Yes. And then also he's on Twitter. Davecreates as well. Shout him. At him. Have a conversation.
Let's chat. Let's
say hello. Have I forgotten anything?
Yes, check out his Be Free collection.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The link is in your bio on Instagram.
In my bio. It's just hit up We Can Be Free. That's B and the number 3.
It looks like a Ghanaian letter when I see it.
To grow the collection. What do you say?
I said it looks like a Ghanaian letter when I see B and 3 next to it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but got some merch on there looking to grow the collection as well. So yes, good times.
And make sure you check out New Nature Clo as well. New Nature Clo on Instagram. We're not on Twitter. newnatureclo.co.uk. Like we said, we have dropped a hoodie for the winter period. We'll be having another one out in January. Yes, in January. Yes, a different color, a gray, the heather gray that people like.
Yeah, that's a nice colorway.
But with that, we will sign off. Merry Christmas. I would say a Happy New Year.
Oh, come on. Come through the bowl.
We'll have another episode out before the new year, so watch out for that. But yes, this is your Christmas present from us, Second Nature Pod, collaboration with Davecreates. And with that, we will say peace,
love,
positivity.
Yes, and all them things there.
Whoa.
Bye.
Inner city kid.
Bye, guys.
Innocent in a sin city with survival on his mind. This is his story. Hear his heart. Hear his cry. Yeah. Inner city kid in a globe full of vultures. In a city with a strip of poles and a potion. Mom crying every night, praying in devotion. Devil slain every night, praying on the broken. And who do you trust in the belly of the beast if they turn on you when you try and leave? What a time to be alive. All he can see is grey in the sky, wondering if you'll live forever when he dies. In a city full of vices, the advice he's getting is leaving his mom sweating in her sleep. 6 feet is pretty deep for a 20-something, always stunting. It's just stunning how he's still standing on his feet when she hears the siren scream. It's just a night where her reality is turned into a nightmare. A knock on the front door could be a church friend or a church funeral.